cover should just slide straight up. At this point you can remove the cover to the start button. Just pull the top or the bottom, it just comes off. Now on this you've got the tab. When you put it back on, make sure that the tab goes to the right. If you put it on the other way, it will not start. You're going to have to lift up on the DVD player, but it's going to be held by this tape. So just cut the tape. Just lift straight up. Disconnect the cables to the back. Set it aside. Next thing, take your jeweler's screwdriver and put it right behind this fan shroud. And just kind of help pop it up. It comes straight out. Your fans, just lift up on the case and pull those forward. Disconnect that. And take your DVD cables all the way out. Alright, T9 again, take your power board off. There's 3 little screws that hold the power board. 2 on the top, 1 dead center on the bottom. So those 3 are out, pull straight out. And set that aside. Now we're ready to remove the motherboard. The rest of these screws on the bottom can come out. All of them are 2-line. Just set these aside where you can reuse them. The 8 in the center holding the X clamps are going to be discarded. Are removed. Now we'll remove the X clamp. Put these aside. Throw those away. Or if you're doing a repair for someone, you might want to put all of these in a little Ziploc bag and return it to them. Let them know that was the culprit. Once all the screws have been removed, be careful turning it over because nothing's holding it. You can remove this from the actual case. Try to pull straight up until you get to the top, and then you can angle the inside out. Set this aside. Here we have the motherboard and the dreaded X clamps. And this one has round chip sponges. Being an Elite, it's got those. Some of the other ones come with them, most of them don't. I'll leave those in place. Next thing we need to do is remove the X clamps. This is kind of a tricky deal. You have to be real careful. If you mess it up, you're going to scratch the motherboard. If you scratch a trace, you're screwed. What I do is take a short regular head screwdriver. Put it in between the bottom and just trying to twist up a little bit. You get one of them out and then try to get another one out. Once you have two, everything becomes a lot easier. Get those two out. Once you get three, the third one's going to come out easier. The heat sink just fell off the bottom. That's the only thing holding it on. This one actually has the extended heat sink on it, which is better than the originals with the copper tubing. So we'll set that aside. Remove. That's actually the graphics chip. Graphics CPU or the graphics chip, and then this one is the CPU. This is usually the one that's giving you problems. If you have freezing video, teardrop, or no video at all, it's usually this one that's causing the problems. We'll go ahead and remove all of the X clamps anyway. Same thing on this one. Just work on one corner at a time. If you have one that's giving you a problem, move to another one. See if one of the other ones is a little easier. The way the X clamps work, and the reason that they're faulty, is if you can see how it's kind of bowed. What it does is it presses down on the chip right here, and then when you clamp it down, these pull down. So what happens is each piece of the X is pulling up, and that's what's causing the flexing in the board. Push these through. And now we have the CPU heatsink removed. Next thing we need to do is remove all the old paste from both of the heat sinks. We'll do that with razor blades. Try not to scratch them. You want these surfaces to be as smooth as possible. One thing that I've done in the past is wet sand it. Get like 600 grit sandpaper or higher. And just after you get the paste off with a razor blade, use grit sandpaper to wet sand it.